Just pull that through. Can you hear me now? Is there more sound now? Is there more? Can you hear me now? Wow. Do you know, I'm a technical genius, really. I should have worked in IT a long, long time ago, obviously. Um, is that the sound playing through now? What a palaver! What a palaver! Wow, we finally got there. So, welcome. I'm going to do the intro. This is the third time I've done the intro now. So, yeah, welcome, Scorpios, to the Astroflower, your weekly reading. We're great into Scorpio season. So, yeah, all back online now. So, right into Scorpio season, coming into Scorpio season. So, happy birthday to all of you having your birthday, first of all, next week. This is the start of your new year, and we will be doing four lives over the next sort of 4 weeks. And each live is going to be slightly different, and we're going to be accumulating with a live at the end of the Scorpio season, where you can. It's going to be a little bit more sort of more like an event that you can sort of like be part of, so we can actually talk one to one, as it were. But you'll get more information about that on the community page and what have you. It's going to be great fun. So we're finally here. Yes. How have you seen? Have you seen the energy updates? I'm going to tell you again now. Have you seen the energy updates? Um, Changing of vibration, transformation of vibration, really more than anything else. I felt it more sort of Saturday, Sunday last weekend. That for me was like the signifying that change into that earth energy and so forth. And then we've got this overriding energy that's coming through, which is water energy, which is fantastic for you, Scorpios. It's also pretty good for Capricorns as well, but it's really good for sort of Scorpios at the moment. And yes, there should be, there should be a lot going on. So we're going to be talking about those connections with the sun a little bit later on. We're going to go back to that initial message. It's still playing within my mind, so within my spirit, as it were. And I was coming back. So here's you've got the overall energy here. Tanya is fielding your sort of questions or comments and so forth. Thank you very much. So if you've got anything, I can't see the comments, so unfortunately, because there's too many things to concentrate on otherwise. So just sort of say that. I think she's replying under the name of Cymatic TV, so you'll know, it's Tanya. So let's just get on with your weekly reading now. So, okay, so this is the energy that's coming from within you, and it's on the emotional side. It's like a wall of water in a way, and not an oppressive wall of water. It doesn't feel like that, but it's like there's more than one wave going on in this energy that's coming from you. It's almost as if like you're really engaged in several situations, and it could be like a family relationship, but also a romantic relationship in the same week. It seems like it stands straight up, so it's almost as if like it's projecting and engaging in the world around you. And as you come close to your birthday season, obviously that's the new year for you, and it feels like that is what you're doing here. It's a really engaging sort of energy that's coming from within you, which is really, really nice. And then we're going on to the financial side. This is more sort of building blocks, and there's a real separation between past and future. It's like it seems like there's like a foundation of what you want in the way of a job or a business or a project or whatever you're doing financially, of what you've got in mind. It seems like now it's heading more towards into projecting towards the future. It's a little bit like when I used to do a lot of sport when I was younger, and I used to do sort of like the 100 meters dash or sprint. And it's like you've been through that first sort of like 10 meters where you're gradually getting up to speed. And now it's coming up to speed, and it's working in a very fluid way. it's cutting out a lot of the problems and complications in life. And I think that's what you could be projecting within your financial world, making it a little bit more sort of smoother transition within it all. Okay, so on the overall energies, you get the Page of Pentacles. This is a medium to longer term sort of understanding and lesson. So this is like starting your new year. I liken it to 9 months. And this is very much where over human rhythm in life, we have that first 9 months of our lives, which is incredibly productive. And this is what you're coming into at the moment. And it feels like that's what it felt like you're doing on your relationship. You're engaging on various different, or you have this opportunity where, or you wish to engage on various different relationships at different levels in your life. And it's being highly productive and highly engaging. On your financial side, it's learning about that idea of planting a seed, watching the plant grow. So then you've got the fruit, and what are you going to do with that fruit? And this is what's coming through you at the moment. This is what you're sort of projecting into the world around you on that sort of side within you. So let's just have a look what's going on the relationship side, on the relationship side. I just need to have a look and make sure I'm on the right time and everything like that, because it all got confusing at the beginning. Sorry about this. So let's just get on to your relationship side. Even your karmic path, it's almost like that there's no other way to go forward than actually to engage on multitudes of different levels. And it seems like there's a real desire and want, a real happy side to it. There's a lot of star energy in it. That's what it feels like. And when you're engaging on all of those sort of levels, it is asking you to, and the energy is asking you, and I think it comes from you as well, of going out there and getting it. And it may need a little bit more sort of, I see sort of like organization. So it might be a lot of sort of like putting things in an agenda, or, making appointments, actually organizing a little bit. Maybe that's where, you might find that you're being demanded to within friends, family, or within your relationship, or within future relationship. There's a question of sort of like making an organization about it, of fixing a date and everything like that. That's what it seems to be, in a very sort of sociable sort of way. The past is all very much in a sort of in a very direct position, as if to sort of say, okay, I understand what I didn't like in the past, and now I can see how I can get what I like. And it's a case of applying that into your future. And this is where the future comes out, and this is where we get this several sort of waves here. And there seems to be one that's much bigger than the others. It's like there's one particular relationship, and it feels like a very deep, long-term relationship as well. So you could be connecting with people that you may not have seen for a long time, or but connecting on a really deep and meaningful level, really, that comes out of that. But there's the top ones. There's definitely one that's playing around. There's a definite wave that's playing around. Really nice, beautiful sort of wave. What's the lessons that come out of this week here? I almost get like, do you know The Sound of Music? When I've forgotten the name of the lady who was in The Sound of Music. I'm sure you'll tell me. Someone will tell me. And they're dancing across that field. She's dancing across the field in the Alps, singing. I don't know if you've ever seen The Sound of Music. It was a staple when I was a little nipper. And it's just like this. I get this feeling here as sort of saying, get out there and enjoy life. Go and dance in the fields, in a way. Go and enjoy, and really sort of explore all the sort of avenues. That's I think it should be almost like it should be like a mantra that you're playing within you, sort of saying, if I really want to enjoy life, I've got to get out there and get involved in it, and it'd be absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Okay, so for your karmic path there, you get the King of Cups. I do think if you take this approach and kind of going, do you know what? I'm going to have fun on all levels and actually get out there and not really care about getting it wrong or, being polite to the right people, but more of a case of, having fun, and enjoying the engagement with other people in the moment. That's when you're going to get the King of Cups. That's when you can convert, and this is where it's going to become quite interesting, convert your emotions into reality. That's what the King of Cups is. And I think it plays on a several sort of level. The King of Cups underneath him there, he's got that starfish there. I don't know whether you call it a sunfish maybe. And then you've got the fish under there. And he's in touch with his emotions. And that's all. The starfish is doing a lot of things in the background. And I think you've been doing that. I think you've been cultivating your garden really, really well. And now it's a case of converting it into happiness. It just doesn't stop, does it? You knock me out, Scorpio. You really do. You've got that sun card coming in from the universe. This is it. Get out there. Get involved. I think you'll absolutely love it. I really do. I think if you let go and just sort of kind of going, if I say something wrong, I say something wrong. Don't worry. We've all said something wrong. All the best comedies are made out of people saying things wrong. So enjoy the moment. That's that sunshine. I think once you start getting in touch with your, what's good for you and what feels right for you, and it seems like this is a perfect week to do that, you can really engage in a beautiful way with the happiness. And what comes in from your past? Yeah, you get that Knight of Pentacles. So you've been planting those seeds. This is what I was talking about. It's like a coming to a point. It's like it's giving you a focal point on a multitude of seeds that you've been planting over time. And it could be that you've done something for a friend of yours years ago, ages ago, and you haven't seen that friend in ages, and all of a sudden that friend comes back and sort of says, do you know what? Do you remember when we did that and you did that for me? That was really, really nice. I was just wondering if what you're doing this weekend, we're having a party at our place, come and join us. That sort of thing. It's, or playing cards or whatever it is, that comes out of it. I think it just goes really, really well for you. Really, really well. And out the top of it, in your future self, you get the World card. Absolutely beautiful Capricorn energy. And this is going to be very particular. We're going to look at your energies in a minute, and you'll understand a lot about the Nine of Pentacles and the World card. The World card, it's like the World card has all the water, air, fire, and earth that you need. And this is where I think it works on multitudes of levels in regards to the relationships. And it's a new way of being. It's a possibility to have a new way of being. I think everyone will accept it around you, and that'd be absolutely brilliant about it. It looks really good. And out the top of there, the answers or the questions and the lessons from this week, you get the Seven of Wands. Having that sort of solar plexus, having that sort of like power within you, that confidence. And how is confidence created? Confidence doesn't just fall out the sky. When you do something, and you may even do it wrong to start with, but that's fine. Don't worry about that. After you've done that, you've then got the confidence to do it again. So I think it's like that's what the lesson that comes out of this week here in the emotional side. And once you realize it, to apply it in the future is, I'm not going to say it's going to be dead easy, but it should be highly enjoyable. Let's just see what's going on the financial side. Now that was sort of like it was more sort of rounded and flowing. That's what's coming out of you more than anything else. The karmic path does play into the past here, so I think it is something, if you've been working on getting a job in a particular company or looking for a particular business and so forth, it looks very sort of in the right vein at the moment on that side. So it's something you're gradually building. Once we start preparing to do a business, it almost becomes unavoidable. It's going to happen. And that's what I get out of this on the karmic path. on the actual sort of financial sort of side, there is money to be had here, and it may be a case of that you want to do something, and someone turns up at your house and notice that you've got a big lawnmower that you never use, and it came from an old house, and they said, "Do you want to sell that lawnmower?" And that allows you to actually start that project or that business, or do that thing in the material world, which allows you to open up a new doorway. It's that sort of thing. If you're looking for a career path or a job, it's more sort of the things that you've learned in the past are actually going to come and bring benefit to you. All the learning and understanding about it. So there seems to be this whole sort of like finally converting sort of ideas or past karmic favors into sort of reality, or into sort of profit, as it were. There's something about houses and traveling as well that comes in there as well for the future. And this may well be very particular to some people, moving maybe, or even starting up a housing agency, sort of retail, I don't know what you call it in America, but an estate agent in the UK, that sort of thing. But it could be a fact that maybe with a new job or with a new streamlining effect, one of the things might be a case of you having to move closer to the job or something like that. But there's something to do with a house and a road on it. And it seems like you're coming to that place. And it could be just going for an interview as well, for a business. It could be, because I can't see the full house. But it looks like a house at the beginning part of it all. So that's what it seems to be. I think it's like streamlining aspects of the financial side in order to get the results more than anything else. You got the Four of Cups on the karmic path. Yeah, you might have been waiting some time for it, and it might have been a long, hard slog. But here is now, this is this whole sort of streamlining thing I was talking about. Hang on a second, let me get it in there. It's streamlining these three cups, which is connecting with people, socializing. I think there was something about contracts last week, and it seems like that contract or that sort of thing is now being streamlined into that one cup there that's giving you all the good stuff within your financial life. And it's almost, it's not that you don't see it happening, but it's because you've been working on it for some time. It may not be the most evidently moving forward, but it is. On the universal connection on the other side, this is about streamlining it for you. Yeah, totally. Six of Pentacles. When you put yourself forward and it, as I say it all the time about the Six of Pentacles, it's not a case of walking over others to get with what you want. It's just walking towards what you want and not getting distracted by it. And that's what that streamlining effect that you seem to be projecting out there into the world of finances and business or jobs, that is paying its fruits. It really is giving you some good results, I think. Look at this. And then you get the Seven of Cups there as well. There's not huge amounts of movements in this base cards at the moment. With the Seven of Cups, the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. There's not a great deal of movement, but there is certainly a great deal of understanding, which I think is going to pay dividends in your future. And this could be this idea of converting, an idea into reality. It's all about the cups. It's all about the water. And we'll see that in a minute. Look at that. And maybe I didn't explain the Seven of Cups in the last thing. I always explain it all the time. Seven of Cups is one cup giving you the good stuff. Right? And I always say, and I say this to many people in my life when I'm doing healing and so forth, that actually there is no real choices in life. The choice is an illusion between one religion or another, or one political party or another, or that whole sort of choice in life. There's no real choices. There's just this evident path that you should be following, and that's that. I think from your past, it's making that, realizing it, and that's what you're streamlining from that Four of Cups. As I said, streamlining it into that one there. Absolutely brilliant. I think you're really going to enjoy it. But it does need to. It does need, on your financial side, there is a case, of sort of like taking control from your side. Okay? Yeah, being smart about it. Making life work for you. Some people say this with, it's a lying, cheating, scheming or something like that. I don't see that at all with this at all. The funny thing is both out of the top here, you've got 2 7s. Now, 7 is my cards, my number of revelation. 6 is you get your triangle like that, and then you get your triangle like that. And it's like the yin and yang within geometry, but much more sort of technical and mechanic. And this is where the 7 is the liberation of that yin and yang. And you've actually got it 3 times now on your reading. And there's a lot of understanding, a lot of realization from within you. Okay? So, let's get on to seeing what's going on with the sun at the moment, and seeing how that's going to be affecting your Astroflower. Let me just bring up the sun. So here we go. Here we go. Just a bit of a jiggy pokery. Here we go. There we go. There's the sun. It may flip in a minute because the sun likes doing it. There it goes. Occasionally, I will tell you now, occasionally they have to invert the camera so the camera doesn't get burnt out from the light coming from the sun. Okay, so if you've watched the energy update, you'll know there is a transformation in the energies. And there is a different sort of vibration. It's a lot more, on communication and so forth. But emotional communication as well. And this is why I think there's a lot of joy come out. Someone commented on Capricorn tonight, and they were worried about conflict in the world. And I really wouldn't bet on conflict. I really wouldn't bet on conflict. And I think the sun is backing this up. The things that are going on that we talked in the energy update is these coronal holes that you can still see there. There's some that are just filtering out just before that bigger coronal hole that comes through. And that's that earth energy that I felt last weekend. It's certainly prevalent within the energies at the moment. It's overtaking the air and fire energies. But that's like the backing up energy that's going on. The main energy that's going on is all of these filament energies. These filament energies that we can see going through the sun. Absolutely amazing. Now that's water energy, emotional energy. And the amount of cups you had going on there, it plays really, really well for you in that sort of sense. But the water is filtering this earth energy coming through. So it's not tainting, it's through that optic. More than anything else. The sun has calmed down a lot. I think it's going to pick up next week as well. So this could be a week of 2 halves where things start getting a little bit more sort of movement and a little bit more fire and air coming in next week. But we'll see that on the energy updates. So let's just have a look at your flower and actually see how that affects your individual petals. So this is the Astroflower. Like most signs, there's only 4 pure signs, and like most signs, you've got 2/3 of one element and 1/3 of another. In the Scorpio scenario, it's that fixed water that we have at the surface of Scorpio, but you have that fixed air which is at the base. And if you look at your base, there is a lot of sort of air combinations. On the relationship side, there's air and water. And that, I think, is going to be overriding the air, overriding the ideas that is blocking you from going out there and enjoying it on your terms. That's what I think is playing out there this week here on your Astroflower. On your financial side, you do have the air and earth on both sides. and it's mutable, but it's obviously you've got the fixed energies which are on the outside, and then you've got the mutable energies that are in the beginning. And this is where your karmic message is really trying to stream, round things off, as I said, round things off so it becomes a little bit more sort of concrete. But the thing that I think the most important thing, and I think this is where we're going to pull a bit of cards on to for the message that's coming through from the energy, is this cardinal water, cardinal earth, which converts into cardinal water, because Capricorn is 2/3 earth, 1/3 water, coming through the connection between your past and your future. And this is what I was talking about, the Knight of Pentacles and the World card. I had the Page of Pentacles in my head as well. That's down there, isn't it? The Knight of the World card as well. And this is that Capricorn thing. And I think it's driving the idea of emotions that you would like to engage in and just physically going ahead and doing it. Because Capricorn can do that sometimes. And they can bang themselves up against the wall, you know, and they're just kind of going, yeah, well, I just thought I'd try it out. Yeah, it hurt. I hit my head, but I'm all right. You know, that sort of attitude, I think, that's coming through. So I want to see what the energies are coming through there. On this side here, you get the mutable water, earth that comes through from Virgo, which gives you that sort of playing with the material world, but without putting all your eggs in one basket. And this is where I think you're streamlining a lot of things. And I want to see how the energy is helping that. So let's just put up your cards again. Are they all in the right place? They are indeed. And this bodes well for the Ace of Cups that we can see at the top there. There's obviously an offer or a situation for a business and stuff like that that's going to really provide some really beautiful, enjoyable energies in regards to your financial world, whatever you're doing. You know, everything's energy. It's just the way in which we engage in that energy. So let's just see what's going on. We're going to pull some cards for the energies that are coming in on the relationship side, because I think that's the most interesting thing that's going on. Eight of Swords. I think here, because it's cardinal earth that's coming in, this is the most beautiful card that's coming in with this energy. It's got that water and earth at the base, but it's actually an air card. And as I said, the water and the earth is going to be replacing the air. I think here, the energy that is coming into your emotional and relationship side of life is sort of saying, time to move, Scorpio. Time to get out there and get involved and not worry about saying something that's wrong at the wrong time. Because you're very conscious about that. You don't want to upset anyone. I know that. You know, I've had lots and lots of Scorpios around me. But you want to get out there and get involved. And yeah, this is that freedom is that Five of Swords. It's not bringing in conflictual things. It will be if you decide to concentrate on not going out there and the possible conflict that you can have, you know, you will taint the happiness that you can have in life. I don't think you're destined to do this, but I think this is where the energy that's coming in at the moment from the prana energy is liberating you from that sort of any conflict that you had from the past, because it is connecting the past to the future. I've got someone with a bad back, bad lower back. I don't know who's watching at the moment, but I've got something with a bad lower back. I don't know who that is. Let me just have a quick look at that. Sorry, hang on a second, because it's really giving me a bit of jip. So I just need to, I'm just going to, I don't know, whoever's got a bad back, down the lower part of the back, and I just need to clear that out, just free a few nerves up, whoever it is, healing to you. There you go. Just get that out, because I don't want to, it's causing me a bit of pain, so I want to get past that. So, yes, so it's all about freedom here. And I think the energies are provoking it. They're sort of saying, because Capricorn's a little bit like that. It's coming in and sort of saying, come on, don't mess around. Just do it. Just get out there and do it. Don't worry about it. Just get out there and do it. And sometimes Capricorns don't think a lot before they do things. They think enormously, actually. but they don't calculate all these sort of like combinations, which Scorpios tend to. So I think here is like the energy that's coming in here is really encouraging you to free yourself up, basically, and let your wings out and let yourself fly. On your financial side, Five of Pentacles. Is this money loss? I can't see anything else there that's saying that. So I don't think it's money loss. As I said earlier on, it's like someone comes up and says, I've seen your lawnmower, I've seen you don't mow your lawn, can I buy your lawnmower? And this could be a case of, it's almost, I get more of a case of, you find a solution to a situation, financial situation, to get you advanced, moving on, that brings you in from the cold. It's a real blessing, in fact, of it's a little bit of that in there, sort of saying, I've been waiting for this, and it's because you've been waiting for it. It feels like you've sat out in the cold of it all. It'll be interesting to see what the next card is, because I think that's where you're going to get the yin yang factor to this energy coming in. And it flows, I think, in both ways. 9 of Wands. Okay. So it is getting that sort of healthy boundaries, as they say. But it is also going off on a journey. And at the back of it, this 9 of Wands, this person here, they've got 1 wand. So that's taking control of their journey. And I think this is what you're doing by streamlining a lot of things. But behind her, there's 8 wands. And 8 wands is a lot of communication with one's higher self and intuition and manifestation and so forth. And it might be a case that you have been trying very hard to manifest something within your financial world. And this energy here is finally recognizing that. And it's allowing you to sort of streamline things, because that is your future self. That's why I'm convinced that it's not financial, it's not bringing in financial difficulties. I just think it's bringing in energies so you can see what doesn't work. And that will then bring in natural, healthy boundaries to sort of say, okay, I'm not going to do that again. That sort of thing. I'm going to concentrate on the things that really bring in the good stuff. And it's not necessarily, what it's like in life. We've all done lots of jobs, different types of jobs. And when you don't like the job, it really is work. It's really hard work. When you love the job, it doesn't seem like you're working, really. And this is what I think is coming through in your life, in streamlining things, of kind of saying, I don't necessarily want to make my work life easier. I just want it to be more enjoyable. That may be getting financial results from it, from that sort of thing. I want to pull one card, because I do want to find out what that Ace of Cups is all about. And this is to do with that playing smart. This is what I wanted to do. Find the connection with how to play smart to get to that Ace of Cups. And look what you've got. You've got that Judgment card. This is you finally making that decision to stand up for, what you want and living it. There's a real opportunity here. It's a real opportunity. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know what's been going on in the comments. I haven't seen anything. Seen what's going on in the comments. Seems to be quite a few there. Hello, how you doing, everybody? As I say, at the end of the month, we will be doing another live that will be like an event that you can all sort of like get involved in. You will have the information coming out on the channel, on the community page and so forth. If you do have any sort of subscribers, who's got questions. Okay, so Tanya's now coming through with some questions, okay? So we've got the first one, which comes from Blue Moon. Hello, Blue Moon. How you doing? Wants to know about a new job and a raise soon. October the 26th is your birthday sign. So you want to be... you're talking on the financial side. And I think this could well be... this is it. If your job turned around to you and say, look, we're going to pay you the same amount of money, but you only have to you work 10 hours less a week. That's like a pay rise. All of a sudden you get an extra day off a week, but still having only the same amount of money, which will maybe free you up into doing lots of other things. But let's just see what's going on for you on that sort of side. Yeah. King of Wands. If you're going to be looking for a pay rise, you've got to be sitting in your power. If Blue Moon, if you think you're worth the pay rise, I would seriously have a word with them. I would say, can we have a review of it, of what is good for me? A review of my salary and so forth. I don't know if you've seen that second card that came out there. Look at that, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I think if you really do step forward and really take in and sort of saying, do you know what? Actually, I'm worth a bit more than that. Then you get the sun, you get that happiness, and that's what it's all about. And you get the Wheel of Fortune. So Blue Moon, I would say, definitely speak to anybody that's concerned. And if you're going for a job and stuff like that, then yeah, I would go for it. But know your power, know your strength within you. So I've got another comment coming in. So what was that? Scorpio Empress wants to know a future career path. Okay, so Scorpio Empress. Okay. Scorpio Empress. I will be getting onto it. I've just seen a comment come through a question come through on from Coral. How you doing, Coral? Lovely to see you. About the bad back. I'll come on to that in a minute. Yeah, let me stay with you, Scorpio Empress, for a new job in the coming future and to know about your future career. Okay. You get the Page of Pentacles for the first things first, and that's the overall energies within you. I don't know what you're doing as a career here, but you're looking for a career advancement within the business already that you're working in, or you're looking for a new job. It feels like it's within a business that you're already in, or you've been in, like in a career for a longish time, maybe. And you're sort of saying, maybe working for another company or taking a job elsewhere in another company, but within the same field, could be actually good for you. Yeah, look at that. You get that Judgment. That's twice now that Judgment's come out there as well. Twice on the table. I think it's like you nurturing it, knowing your worth, I think is going to be really good for you. And look at that. Out the top there. It is gonna fly for you. It is going to fly for you. Let's just try and see if we can get a timing on that. I think we're talking, your birthday is at the 26th. Yeah, I think we're talking around about the 15th of November or something like that. It seems like that you may have like a job interview or a positive response to a demand or a letter or or an opportunity. That's what it feels like, and that's what's going to build in that sort of right. I'm now off on a mission. So it looks really good for you, really, Empress, Scorpio Empress. Looks very good, really, and it's knowing and learning about nurturing the longer term plan, as it were, within your career path. And as I say, it could well have been working where you would have been working for a company, and you may change company, but still within the same profession, as it were, that you're already in. Let me just have a look at the comments, sort of saying this is sort of. Hello, Colleen. How you doing? Just sort of. I've now found the comments, so I'm a nightmare. I'll be reading that all night. So, hello everybody. How you doing all? So yes, Coral. Let's get onto your back of Coral. So I'm going to be doing a lot more on the healing front, sort of videos and stuff like that. I've got something in your neck as well, Coral, and it's like, have you been doing a lot of driving? Have you been doing too much driving? It feels like that. It feels like, you've been soliciting either one arm more and then one foot and another foot more or something like that. It's is that what I'm getting on the cervical, on the neck section? It seems like you've been doing a lot of administration, you have you been doing a lot of sort of organisation and stuff like that? Is that what's been coming through? A lot of stress. Do you need to go off? Take couple of days off to enjoy yourself, maybe. Don't try and carry too much upon your shoulders more than anything else. Well, let me just try and pull up the comments. I haven't actually seen anything from Coral answering. Traveling a lot lately. Okay, yeah, I've just seen that. Traveling a lot lately. Animate asks about her ex-husband. Still think of her. I'll get on to you in a minute, Animate. Just want to finish off quickly on Coral. Traveling, yeah. Bit of yoga, bit of swimming, be good. Stretching it out, I think would be really good for you. Yeah, let me just put out that part there. You just need to watch out for your sciatica nerve as well and stuff like that. Don't try and do too many things at one time. That's usually the lower part of the back, that area there. And I would just be a bit tentative about that if I was you more than anything else. Okay, you know where to find me if you need me, Coral. Yes, we're moving on now to Animate. I'm just going to have to close that healing factor. Thank you very much. Please do enjoy. Thank you. Animate. Asking about your ex-partner, ex-husband. Sort of, is he still thinking about you? This would be interesting to see. Let's see what's going on there. Okay, I want to pull out the whole story to start with. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so the first cards, Animate, that came up, we had the nine of wands, 10 of wands. Sorry, is it the 10 of wands? Yeah, it is the 10 of wands. Not 10 of wands. I wouldn't worry whether they are or not. And I think if you really did take on this attitude within what's going on here on the relationship side of here, it's almost if you want that person to think about you, it's maybe getting out there and enjoying life will make them turn around and kind of go, oh, maybe I got that wrong. And so I would be very gentle with yourself. I think it ties in, actually, Animate, to that sort of side of things, with the Eight of Swords and the Five of Swords. Just sort of like, don't carry it too heavily, really, more than anything else. And then we get the Four of Cups. So I think it's about time you start distilling what you know and about life and getting those three waves I'm talking about and distilling it into a wave that really drives you on, because after that you get the World card, which we saw at the top there, which is tied into that whole sort of thing. And I've been through relation complications in the past. I'm in a fantastic place at the moment, but I've been through complications in the past, and we learn a lot about life, and we can streamline a lot of good stuff, even though it might have been difficult, and get a new way of doing things. And it's the thing I want to say here is that if you engage into the world exterior, you'll have a different relationship with your ex-husband, and it might be a really good thing, and it might be the way you want it. It seems like it's the way you want it, basically. Okay, so there you go. I hope you get the best out of that. Bella asking about love life for the month of November. Oh, for the month of November, it's right out the front there. That's that whole sort of well card, really, that's playing into there, because we're getting close to it by the 27th of November. Let's just see for you, 27th of October. Okay, so we got the first thing out of the door is the five of swords. Five of wands, sorry. Do apologise. I said swords. And then we get the Fool card. Right? I think this is also maybe sometimes it's the old car key thing. You know, I can't find my car keys. The more I look for it, the less I can find it. The moment I stop looking for it, I find it. And I feel that's a little bit like that. I almost feel like I think that's like an internal conflict more than anything else within you, that really you need to stop. You know, don't beat yourself down, build yourself up. And that's what this person here, oh, here it is, here, look. This person here, this is, you know, this person, hang on, let me get it in the camera. This person here is extracting that one wand from those four of wands in the past. Now, the four of wands is an old paradigm that doesn't work anymore. So this is what the five of wands is all about, you being the best example. And that's taking that one wand there, and which the Fool has got, and taking the leap of faith in life and going for it. And I think, you know, let's see what comes out of it in November for you. Well, you get the Seven of Wands, which is at the top of the dial there as well. You know, and it's, I think you can push it as much as you want it, but I wouldn't concentrate on it too much. You know, I would extract yourself from sort of saying, I've got to find love, or, you know, I've got to have a perfect love, because you won't be enjoying life. Once you get out there and start enjoying life, it'll turn up without you realising it. You know, it really will turn out without you realising it. So I think it bodes well for you, but I think you should listen to the energies around you that are provoking you to get out there and enjoy it. Rather than looking for the results, look for the enjoyment. I think the results will turn up by themselves, or the opportunity at least. So yeah. It does depend a lot on you, Bella. I don't want to put it on your shoulders, my dear, but you know, if we personally don't engage, you know, you're not going to get the returns. I'm not saying you're not engaging, because I don't, you know, this is only a short reading, but I think you've got great possibilities. Just don't treat yourself nicely. Treat yourself nicely, I think, more than anything else. Lisa hitting a wall with finances. Is this like, so sorry? Yes, Bella. Yes, love to you. You know, joy to you and everything like that. All the best for November. Lisa is saying she's hitting the wall financially. That could be that five of Pentacles that is breaking down that wall. Yeah, you've been very patient about this. I think this hitting this wall has almost been in slow motion, hasn't it? That's what I'm getting. It's like it's been a gradual grind to, oh, blimey, sort of scenario. And there is something coming in for you from your patience. There's that Ace of Wands that comes in for you, which is really good, and it builds for lovely finances for you. So we go from that, where you may have been umming and ahhing, and sometimes when we and ah, we miss the opportunity. And now you're getting this sort of like Ace of Wands that's coming through. I think that's to tie it into the Ace of Cups that's there as well. I think it's something that makes you, there's something that sort of you've been waiting around, and now the joy is coming. It's allowed you to engage your passions of where you're going. And because I think you've been working on it for a long time, or trying to get your finances working for a long time, you almost is like you're used to sort of saying, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make enough money. And I think now, you will realize in the future that you are cultivating a lot of your rewards, enormous amount of your rewards, because of it's a newfound passion of actually earning money. So yeah, I think it works really well for you there, Lisa. It's that wall, I think, is going to be obliterated by you if you engage in something that makes your heart feel fulfilled and gives you a lot of passion. You'll do really well. It won't seem like a wall anymore. It'll seem like a beautiful mountain to climb, and you'll get to the top of that. You really will. There you go. Got another couple of questions here. We've got Karen is asking, so evening Karen, asking if anything new on the relationship front. Birthday the 12th of November. Anything new on the relation front? It's, certainly this week here, I think you're getting a really good inkling of how to engage in the world around you, which will provide that opportunity for you. Have you been waiting around for a long time for it? Have you been waiting around for a long time? And it's a similar sort of thing. It's like that whole sort of key thing of looking for it, and it's before it, you don't realise when it's going to turn up. And I think this is it. I think this, I think if you've been looking for some time, you may feel like you've been shut out in the cold, and it's a case now where the energy that's coming through is sort of saying, well, if I'm shut out in the cold, it doesn't really matter. I've got nothing to lose anymore. And that's what life is all about. Once you realise there's nothing to win in life, you realise that there's actually nothing to lose. I can just do anything. I really can. And yeah, I think this change of fortune is dependent upon the stress and strains maybe that you've been putting yourself under. It feels that way, that if you're not gonna, if you're not trying to get out there, if you're not getting involved, or if you're not getting involved on your terms, this is what I feel like. That stress and strains will be there. Yeah, it's being gentle with yourself. You Scorpios, enough hard with yourself, and yeah, I think that's what comes out of it. With these 4 cards here, that 6 of That 6 of Cups there. Remember about the good side of the journey, and I think that will dispel all of your worries about it. I think you'll get more success the less you worry about it. And this is why I was saying in this part of the reading here, I think it's a case of, don't worry if you say something wrong at the wrong time. It's just, you're making good memories. In 10, 15, 20 years' time, you'll be speaking to that new partner of yours and you'll be saying, do you remember when I said that? And you kind of go, oh yeah, that was really stupid. But it'd be funny. It'd be absolutely fine. So I think there's a bit of that. Don't be harsh on yourself. Because you Scorpios tend to be very harsh on yourself. I've had enough Scorpios around me to know how harsh you can be. So yeah, there you go. Karina, I hope that helped you out. Moving on to Colleen. Is talking about selling a house, are you, Colleen? That could have been that vision I was saying earlier on about that house. Is it like a beige and brown house that you're selling, or it could be a beige and brown house that you're looking to buy? Well, there's definitely victories coming out on that side of things there. I think it's a very possibility. I think I'd like to see the timing on that, but it's coming to a point here where, it's coming very clear to you. There is an opportunity that is arising out of. And I think you've got to be. I think you've got to be driven by your passions and being a little bit childlike. So, let's just say you've got a nice house on a housing estate. It's a very nice, beautiful house, well kept, lovely garden and everything like that. And if you do sell your house and move house, you kind of like there's an opportunity to buy an old barn, that's been slightly renovated. It might be slightly smaller, but there's a lot of land with it and stuff like that. And it's playing with your passions will possibly bring you. There you go. You get the judgment again. The judgment again with the Ace of Cups on that weekly reading, I think if you really engage in and only look for things that really make you passionate about where you want to move to, that's going to provide you with the victory. And then you've got to feel it and go for it. You know, and I'm sure you will do, Colleen. Sure you will do. Okay? So, yeah, it looks very good for you. I did say I was going to get a bit of timing on that. Let's just see if we can get a bit of timing on that for you. We are talking quite a few. What are we? The 18th today. You're probably looking at mid-December. That opportunity. There's an opportunity there in mid-December, and it could be a case of seeing what the thing that you want, and just having to sort out the paperwork, which takes a little bit of time. And because it takes a little bit of time, that may be finalised in December. Or the first agreement is signed or something like that in the beginning, in the middle of December. Much energy and much joy to you, Colleen. I hope all the best for sort of your house sale. Then we've got Samra. Will I ever own my house? Is this a house you're living in at the moment? Is it about paying off a mortgage, or will you ever own a house? Knight of Cups. That plays in with the Ace of Cups there. It sounds like it's a real mission to do that's, it has been causing you stress and strain. We're on the financial side, so this is not emotional sort of more than anything else. It's not a emotional strain. I think maybe you have been on this sort of thing looking for a long time, but it's everything that is involved in it. So in order to buy a house, you've got to have the job, you've got to have the right amount of income, the right contract with your job and stuff like that. And it might have been a very torturous, I think this is that torturous journey that you've been on. And I think this is where the energies that are coming in from the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands there, you have, that's the cup. That you have this opportunity to go off on a bit of a mission here. And I think you need to leave these two behind. I think leave the painfulness that it can be sometimes from behind. And it's a death and rebirth. So when people are trying to sell houses, I often say to people, and this does help with manifestation, you've got to see what you want before you sell your house. Once you know where you're going, selling your house becomes an obvious thing to do. It becomes it's almost half done. And I think this is the same about you buying a house or getting a house. Once you start realizing that you should stop torturing yourself about getting a house, that's going to change everything. And you've got a very good chance of getting a house, or buying your house, or paying off your house, or whatever it is on it. But I think there's a lot of things that goes on around it which have to do with your enjoyment of what you're doing in the way of job, business, and everything like that, which will provoke that more than anything else. There you go, Samra. I hope that sort of helped you out a little bit to answer that sort of question. We're just going on to, now we'll go on to Juliana. Ask, will I go to the next? Go on the travel of her life. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a sip of my tea. Do you want to know whether you're going to go travelling? This could be that whole sort of, the person that comes in and buys your lawnmower that I was saying in the reading. It could be like you get this surprise amount of money that it's a bit of a leap of faith, but I think it could well be worth it. But let's just see. It looks like you're going to get the money to go travelling, but it takes planning. And trusting the idea that when you plant the seed, you're going to get, let's say if you plant one seed of corn, you're going to get 20 corn seeds back. so you can plant another 10 seed and keep 10 for yourself. And it's all about knowing this, about what you're putting into life, about what you can get back. So I think it's, if you know where you want to go and stuff like that, that will really help you. But yeah, I think you need to cultivate something from a base upwards, as it were, to go traveling. And it's all about you. It's all about the moon. It's seeing things in a different way. So maybe it's a case here that, I don't know, you know, is this a long-term traveling? Because if it is, it may be a case of kind of sort of saying, well, maybe I could work where I'm going to, so I don't have to rely too much on money or something like that. Or I could rent the house out that I've got in order to pay for my traveling. You know, that sort of thing, that sort of, there seems to be something else connected to it that's going to allow you to do it. Okay? But yeah, you know, to be honest, should you be going travelling? Yeah, I think you should. Look, 4 of Wands. It's a whole new paradigm for you as you go forward. Blimey, that's the throat's going a little bit, I guess. So yeah, so there you go, Juliana. I hope that sort of answers your question. Much joy to you. Was it? Is that Jerry-Ann or Grain? It looks like from here. I was asking about to deal with toxic situation at work. Well, is the job worth it? That's what comes out of this week here. About that. Streamlining things. And it could be a case here that to streamline things is kind of sort of saying, do you know what, I'm gonna get a job in another company, you know, or there's that 7 of Swords that comes back through as well. And, you know, obviously I don't know the full situation with the person, and it seems quite political rather than anything else. So, you know, it seems, you know, one-upmanship. Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing that's going on with that sort of thing. And I think you've got to be playing very smart by, you know, not really getting involved. Oh, yeah, well, maybe it's a case of just standing in your power. This is what I mean about not getting involved. The King of Wands there is so sure within his stance that, you know, he is immovable. I've just seen another comment come through. I'll deal with that in a second. You get the 5 of Pentacles here as well. And this could be the wall that you're talking about, of this toxic sort of energy of someone else. I think that's coming to an end. I think if you just stand in your power, I think they will have to concede, because otherwise they'll be looked upon as a destructive person within the business and the workspace, and you'll get your heart's desires. Yeah, I think you need to, within your job and etc., you need to sort of really recognise your worth and your strength, and sort of say, you know, no, I'm not going to take your rubbish. I'm not going to take your crap. You know, and no, that's not how we do business. This is not good for the company. That taking that sort of attitude really can sort of like, you know, really help you out in the way of sort of like, without having to expose the other person, it just generally exposes them for not being, you know, a creative person, and rather being a destructive person. And it may be a lesson that they need to learn. And you maybe maybe you're the teacher that needs to teach them it, you know, sort of thing, in a very nice way. So they may become your best friend. You never know. Yes. So there you go. Great. Is it? I think it says grain here, but it might be something else. I might be pronouncing your name really wrong, and I do apologise. Okay. So all the best of joy to you. Sorry, Tanya. What's this? Who's the grandmother's house? What was the grandmother's house? Who was that concerning with? Just so I can finish that off. I will then get on to Nature Listens. Hello, Nature Listens. How you doing? How did it go in Norway? I hope it went well. I think it was Norway you went to, isn't it? And Denise as well. I'll be coming on to you. Yeah, I just wanted to know about the grandma's house. I'll be doing those two there. Samras. Will I ever own my own house? It's her grandma's house. I think you will, Sabrina. Yeah, I really do. I think there's something coming in for you that's going to help you to do that. But the more you worry about it, the less likely it's going to happen. So yeah, I would definitely, I wouldn't worry about it. We've got Nature Listens and Denise as well. So I'm going to be answering those two. We've been doing this sometime. We are doing another one next week. I'll do your weekly reading, right? And then next week we'll do a much more sort of open thing on maybe the rhythms of life or the actual Astroflower and stuff like that, and the elements and so forth. So you get a double bubble next week. But yeah, we'll go through that with Tanya and Mia, sort of work out that, and we will have that program out for you this weekend. It will end up with the end of the month of doing the yearly thing, and if you want to be part of that, you'll have to sign up to that. It'd be lovely to see you there for that. But I'm gonna take these last two, which is Nature Listens and Denise. So starts with advice on recovery from an operation on a broken wrist yesterday. He had a broken wrist yesterday. Oh man. Okay, well in that case, that's quite easy to do. Let's just have a which one is it? The right hand wrist or the left hand wrist? I think it's the right hand one. That's the sensation I'm getting. Is it on the right hand side? I can't see the comments obviously, so you'll be I'm sure you'll be commenting in a second. Let's just bring that in. So okay, so the wrist in the healing aspect of a wrist, it's all to do with the door handle of life. Okay. When we have an idea or a pathway that we'd like to follow, it's the left one, is it? Right, okay, so we're obviously doing mirror, as it were. So you're obviously progressing on the energy work that you were talking about, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it's like you've got your hand on the door handle of life, and you're finding it difficult to open it. And I'm not sure it's a case of, I think it feels like it's, rather than pulling it, you want to be pushing it, if you know what I mean. You want to be pushing life and pushing your thing. And this could be, so it's on the left hand side, it could be to do with administration, paperwork. It may be a career change of contracts and stuff like that you need to push a little bit harder on it to get it done. But anyway, let's have a look on your wrist. Let's put it out here. Was it fractured in two places? Okay, so we just need to do that. How did that happen? Did you slip over and it was a case of putting your hand down? What actually happened on that sort of thing? It's knocked your confidence a little bit as well. The best way to help your healing of your wrist is building your confidence back up, after a bit of a fall, obviously, and getting back in the saddle, and sort of, I think it's a case of now pushing things through, and I think maybe it could be down to here where it's pushing through with the joy actually. In life, rather than sort of kind of going, I've got to get this done, I've got to get this done. Maybe you've been putting a little bit too much pressure on yourself to get the material side of life organised and sorted out. Yeah, there's a bit of nurturing. There's a 7 of Pentacles now, and you've got every single 7 out there for you, Nature Listens. It's Six of Pentacles on one side with that one pentacle between there, and that's that pentacle there, which is all of that to do with the Page of Pentacles. I think this is you pushing through and nurturing your future more than anything else. I think this will help you to, and having those healthy boundaries. You saw that, that's using that energy that's coming through to help you nurture your future by sort of pushing through and etc. And it's going to go quickly, you know. I think within 2-3 weeks. I think honestly within 3 weeks. If it's only happening yesterday, within 3 weeks, it almost kind of like, well, it's you know, it seems like ages ago now, and it feels fine. I think within 3 weeks it'll be a roller disco caused the break. Really? A roller disco caused the break, did it? Wow. Okay. Are you concentrating on your career path? Have you been concentrating on your career path? Should you be concentrating a bit more on your career path? You know, or on doing the administration? Have you just been out having fun the whole time? Is that what it is? And you forgot about sort of like taking care of the necessaries? Is that the possible sort of thing? Roller discoing. Fantastic. I used to have I bought my first set of roller skates down at Camden Market when I was a kid in London. Absolutely brilliant. Used to love roller skating. My daughter loves roller skating, and I should get into it. But yeah, maybe it's a case of here that you do need to. It's like the world sort of saying, this opportunity here, this door of opportunity needs to be pushed open. And going off roller skating probably wasn't the best idea. You might have had fun, you know. But yeah, I think 3 weeks and you should be okay with that. Okay, so much joy to you, much energy to you, and you know, as I say, I think it's broken in 2 places as well. So, you know, that should be able to clear up. Let me just get the bone structure there as well, because then we can put that paradigm on that bit of your wrist. Lovely. Okay. So yeah, well, at least no roller discoing for the next 3 weeks, I guess, for you. Margaret Hughes, really bad, both bad toothache. 3 days to wait. Oh, you got 3 days to wait before. I will be getting on to you, Denise, in a second. Sorry, just Margaret, that's teeth. You want to? I've actually pulled one of my own wisdom teeth out. I seem to have a very high tolerance to tooth pain. Denise, I will get on to you, Denise. I will get on to you in 2 seconds. I do apologise. Let's just get Margaret sorted on her teeth. Obviously, you know, a little bit of in France they call them giraffe's feet. It's a spice that you can put in there in your mouth, and also, you know, a little bit of alcohol sometimes, like on a swab, and sort of playing it in there. But we try and release the pressure more than anything else. That's what we want to do. So if you release the pressure, then that's when you can allow the nerve to retract, so it causes you less sort of pain. Okay, so we're going to get on to the last one. Denise, you've been an absolute star for waiting. I do apologise. Thank you very much. So you're asking about, will I move jobs, home, and meet someone new in all the same time frame? That's more like Scorpio. Kind of go, I want it, and I want it now. I'm not going to wait around. This is what I want. So bring it to me. Fair play to you. I would be no other way. And you're looking to move jobs. You're actually in a job at the moment. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I'm not saying you don't enjoy the job, but it feels like that it feels like you're not playing to your strengths. It's almost you're not getting the best out of life. The job is not demanding enough for you, and it's not providing a lot of job satisfaction by the feel of it, and moving home as well. Let's just see. Yeah, there's an opportunity there. Let's see how many days, let's see how many weeks. Yeah, you're probably there's something coming up in like 6 weeks, so probably around about the beginning of December. Something's coming through then, and it could well be tied to a new job. Have you been applying for jobs? I hope so. And then you want to talk about a new love as well. I think the new love comes a little bit later on. If you're talking about a new time frame, seems like it's going to go job, house, relationship. That's what it seems like. Let's just have a quick look at that and see how it plays out for you. Yeah, that's the job. Look at that, Queen of Pentacles. This is because you're preparing for something and you know it's going to happen. You should know it within you, Denise. Really, I think you can feel it. It's coming to you. That and she's sat at the tree of knowledge. She knows she's put the good work in. And this is where I kind of think you're not valued enough at the place you're working at. And I think if you do go out there and strive out there and really strive for some high ground, I think you'll get the results. I think you'll find a lot more you'll be valued a lot. And I think that's where the Ace of Cups comes into play. Yeah, look at that. That's good. It's all good for work here. Concentrating on that. I think that's going to be the key that turns the lock of opening a new house where you can welcome a new person into your life. And you get the Devil card. I'm not bad. I don't have problems with the Devil. I think the Devil is all about the devil's in the detail here, and I think it's like a set of dominoes that needs to be put into action. And I think you're going to be putting it into action more than anything else. I want to pull something more on that Queen of... Okay, look, right? This is it. The devil's in the detail, right? The smaller detail and doing that sort of like hard, working, getting down and going it. So I wanted to pull on what is that opportunity there for you, right? So I've just pulled it, and these are the two cards that came out, okay? This is the first card, the Well card. This is a whole new paradigm for you and an opportunity that is very, very much rewarding. But look what it also breeds for you. Two of Cups. I think it is very, very possible within the next month and a half. Most definitely. Could even be a lot quicker than that. But it will depend upon... It will depend upon you, putting it into action, I think, more than anything else. Okay? It's been amazing. I knew it was going to be a long one. It started off with all that kerfuffle at the beginning. I really do appreciate you for being here. Really do love it. It's all part of the family. It's absolutely brilliant family. I really do thank you very much, Scorpios. Don't forget about the energy updates. We will be doing it live next week, so make sure you're subscribed. So then we can do another live and go deeper into various aspects of the Astroflower. I guess there's all for me left to say. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.